All right, welcome back to another Employee Spotlight. I'm honored to be with Nick Whitaker. How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing well. Doing very well.
Why don't you start and tell all the viewers what your role is here at Jessup Wealth Management?
Yes, so I am the Director of Research, and I'll break up my role in two primary parts.
Mm-hmm.
One is helping with the investment research with our models.
Yes.
And some investment research around kind of trading strategies and things of that nature. And then the second piece is the research and implementation of core systems across the business, and that could be related to research, it could be related to trading softwares, it could be related to operations. So that's kind of how I would differentiate those, my main responsibilities and tasks would be kind of on the research side, and then more of the systems implementation.
And, for a lot of you that are viewing this, you might not necessarily see Nick client facing, but I can assure you, Nick sees your accounts.
Yes, I'm very much behind the scenes.
Yes, and very active, very competent and awesome.
Yes.
So if you weren't in the financial industry, what would you do, Nick?
Yeah, that's a fun question, and I don't know. I'm very detail oriented, and I like data, so I could see myself being another type of researcher in another field, whether it be some kind of software engineering or audio engineering, something on the music side. I really love music.
You're a great musician,
or even something like data science. It's hard to say. That's kind of how I'd answer that question.
I like that.
Something detail oriented.
I like that
as well.
Well, let's stay on the musical theme if we could. For those that don't know you, Nick is musically inclined. So why don't you share with our viewers which instruments you play?
Yes, I am musically inclined. I will put an asterisk. I'm not the best musician out there. I'm very rudimentary on guitar. I can't play guitar. I actually grew up playing alto saxophone, so that's how I can
I did not know that about you.
Yeah, read music. And so I started in band in middle school, like 6th grade. And
didn't know that about Nick as well.
Played up until college, and then around that time I switched to guitar and singing. And
I'm here for this.
Yeah, it's a little bit more fun to play guitar by yourself versus the alto sax. So actually I haven't picked up the saxophone in a long time, so don't ask me to play it, but
could you?
I could.
That's all I need to know?
A little bit.
That's all I need to know?
Not well. I'd rather play guitar.
Okay. Let's switch gears and talk about golf. How's your golf swing?
It could always improve.
Now,
Always.
I would argue to our viewers right now that if you are honored to play golf with Nick, it is one of the most beautiful, smooth swings you will see out there.
It's nice and slow and smooth, and yet still very unpredictable when it comes off the club face. So.
It is a beautiful swing. I know you traveled recently to Africa. So what was some of the most memorable events from that trip for you?
Yeah, so Africa was, I guess, 2 years ago now, and there's two things that I think jump out. The first is we went to Kenya and the Masai Mara, and the vastness and just the remote nothingness when you're out there is quite serene and peaceful.
I bet.
In a way.
I bet.
Air feels very clean, and just kind of looking at the landscapes I remember that very, very distinctively. That kind of calm that comes over you, like just being kind of unplugged from society.
Wow.
We have a very fast society, and
Mm-hmm.
so I remember that. And then there was another moment where there were a series of lions that were right by the truck, and I mean like
I've seen some videos. I can assure you, we're talking less than 2 feet.
Yeah, feet. And I was standing up, kind of looking at one lion, and the guide who was driving the truck, he said, "Nick, move very slowly," because one of the lions was kind of eyeing me, and so I had to move very slowly and like sit back down, and that was memorable because I was like, oh, okay, there's a lion who is eyeing me. So
You looked like lunch.
yes. So
Oh my goodness. If you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, Mr. Whitaker, what would it be?
oh, it's a tough one.
I'm going to make you pick one.
I'll say pizza.
What type? I know, tough questions.
Yeah.
All right, how about this? Where in Dayton right now? Let's say we have a viewer that's a client and they're out of state and they come visit the office and they want some good pie. Where would Dick tell them to go?
This might be a hot take, as we say.
I'm here for this.
I actually think Milano's has some of the best pizza in town.
All right. Here's the deal. Over the next week, internally, I'm going to get it. I haven't had it in a while, and I'm going to report back to you.
I think Milano's has excellent pizza.
What would you get? You like a pepperoni guy?
Yeah, I like just plain pepperoni. Milano's does have a chicken barbecue pizza, which I'm not even a fan of the chicken barbecue pizza, generally speaking.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite, but it's really good. Really, really good.
This employee spotlight is getting me motivated for my food choices later this week. And how about one last one for good measure, Nick? What's one goal you're currently working towards?
Yeah, this is a goal that I feel like I've just been working on for the past 10, 15 years of my life, but really just doing more leisure reading outside of work and just trying to enjoy that. I think in our industry we read a lot. And
We do.
We spend a lot of time.
Leisure is the key word.
Yeah, we read a lot of
Industry stuff.
Industry
Research. Economic research. White
data,
papers.
and so I've been trying to read more novels and just classic novels that people talk about that I've heard of, but I know who Ernest Hemingway is, for example, but I haven't read a lot of his novels, and so I've been trying to get more into the habits of reading, but it is difficult. So,
I have one quick follow-up. Are you a tactile booked person, or do you use an e-reader?
I'm a tactile book person. Again, I think
Good.
that gets back to the industry we work in, and I'm staring at screens so much of my life. I tend to read a lot on vacation.
Yes.
And that's when I get a lot of my reading out. But I'm trying to build the habits of just reading a little bit more at home, just in the evenings before bed and things of that nature. So
I'm with you on this one.
I try, but it's like I said, it's been an ongoing battle, so to speak, to build those habits. So.
This has been a phenomenal employee spotlight. I hope that you've been able to get to know Nick a little bit better. We'll be back for another one here shortly.